So we're here at Ohio Fish Rescue. We decided to bring our big red-tail Phillip in. He was just getting a little bit too big for what we had to offer. So we thought they might be able to definitely give him a better home than we were able to with our pond in the back. So, you know, here we are, and he's doing good so far. So
you took him out of a pond?
He was in a stock pond.
And we're putting him in a 20-gallon long?
Yeah, something like that.
You're going to 10 gallon.
Yeah.
And I like the way you guys did the name. At first I thought it was just Phillip, like Greg, Mike,
yeah.
Phillip. So they're like, no, his name is Phil.
Phillip.
Yep. He fills up on all the food.
Yeah.
I like it. So yeah, we'll take care of him here, and he'll definitely go into a bigger tank. He's in a 240 right now for quarantine, and after that, you'll see he'll either go into like the 3,000 or maybe here until he gets bigger. He's too small to go in with the big guys. Now they have nipped at people before, but that was when like Skylar was here, and this is where we feed, and she had the big Pima here, which is Brutus, and she put her hand down and touched the top of the water to show on the video the size of his head compared to her hand. He saw something hit the top of the water, and he snapped at it. So she pulled back a bloody,
I bet.
mess. And another time, Josh jumped in right here, and this big alligator gar kind of like got excited from the splash and bit towards it and got him right on his elbow. Oh. So what we do is we feed over here, and then we walk in slowly over there.
Yeah.
And I tell people, don't put your toes in, put your whole leg in.
You just gotta go for it.
And then just walk.
Right.
And they'll come up to you, and if you got no food, they'll turn around and leave you alone.
That's awesome. And there's just so many cichlids all throughout this too.
Oh, I know. And we didn't put a one in there.
Really?
Yeah, came through the filtration out of the cichlid tank. Babies. They're in every. We put our brand new sump in. The next morning, we found 3 cichlids. Like, how did that happen?
Wow.
So what is this guy? This is a short body, short
The
nose?
big alligator gar. The brown one is a short body alligator gar.
Okay.
The albino, or that's a platinum right here, alligator gar, and that's an albino with a piebald morph.
That's pretty.
This is the goonch.
Yep. She's cool. She's so cool.
And then our albino pearl rays.
Also very gorgeous.
And we just had 6 pups from them. Now this one, Josh keeps telling me that is an albino pearl. I'm like, no, that's an albino black diamond.
The circles.
But he says because the circles are open in the middle, it's more. I'm like, no, Josh, no.
Yeah.
This is an albino black diamond. And then you got the derp faces, the Mabu puffers. You have food?
Big school frontosa.
Yeah, the Zaires. The rare ones.
Wow.
There's a couple of regular Burundis in there, and like this guy here, oddballs, and a cichlid. Look, a cichlid.
There is it. Wow.
Is this linked to any other tank?
Oh yeah, all these tanks are linked to the same water. They're all getting fed off of here and getting ran through and getting back to here. That's how the little baby cichlids are getting around to every tank. This filter is the whole 12-foot deep end.
Okay.
Is a
underneath
biological filtration down under there. A wetland filtration from the pond guy.
Gotcha. Okay. That Greg
Woodstock,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So there is a snorkel right in the middle there, and it goes down to tubes, centipede tubes all the way through there, covered with gravel. Then it's covered with like 1.5 foot of 2-inch rock, a foot of 1-inch rock, and then a foot of this pea gravel rock on top.
Okay.
And it's basically old school technology, new school technology meets together, and it's a amazing filter.
Do you ever have to do any maintenance on that?
Once a year, we throw a pump down in that centipede that's sticking up, or I'm sorry, the snorkel that's sticking up, and when we put our special lid on it that has a hose going through it, screw that on, and then we turn on the pump, and it backflows. It sucks water through the gravel to the pump, out the hose, and out.
Okay.
It's mucky.
Oh, I bet. I could only imagine. With how many large fish are in there, I could only imagine.
Yeah.
Gorgeous piece.
This is our South American cichlid, you'd say, mostly?
Yeah.
Very pretty.
We got this guy, which has been nothing but trouble. So it's hard to keep anything in with him. And then we had, you know, put him in with the red-tailed giant gourami, and then there's a jowl cat down there. And he seems to be getting along with these guys, but he has tore up everybody else that's gone in there. Yeah. Damn workers never do nothing.
Never do nothing. Can't do anything.
He does more than I do.
So we got that pond back there. That's the overflow of koi.
Okay.
At the beginning of, like right now, is going to be our koi busy season. And then at the end of summer, fall time, it's our koi busy season. Reason being is these ponds have been had by, you know, elderly people for a while. Now they're getting to the point where they just can't take care of it. So they're either closing it down and they don't want to take care of it for the winter. So they call us in, and all fall long we're picking up koi. Right. And then come springtime, it's time to open up, and then people are just, I can't do this no more. And they call us up. So that pond that back there will be back full again. It's probably got maybe 50 to 100 koi in it now. Okay. But we've had as much as 300 up in there before.
Oh, wow.
Is this a fish tank bar?
This was a fish tank, and you know, it busted on the guy, and they gave us the standing canopy. My idea was, we'll just get a tank made.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 11 foot 3 inches long. It's not a normal size that you'd find in somebody's garage. Have to have it made. And then this was sitting on top of this, and it was in our way this whole time. I'm like, you know what, screw this.
Hang it.
We'll hang it. I put a light in there. Now we got a place to put food after we cook it, and buffet, and
Little tank bar.
yeah.
If you had to estimate, what do you think he weighs? That big?
65, 70 pounds.
Yeah.
We took one out. It was just a little bit less than him, and he was 55 in his name right now. This catfish with the super long barbels.
Okay.
He's got the spots on him. I can't remember his name. But that's what the other one's mixed with. Now these are the new tanks just going in. We're pulling this 3,000 out and putting this almost 4,000 in right there. And if you can look through the side, you can see the front window. It's sticking up. It's on its back right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And that's a big footprint.
Yeah, it is.
Where's the second one going?
Second one will be the center aisle piece right here, all down here. And the reason that we've got that fish tank stuck here, because this is the aisleway. This is stuck in the aisleway because we did the measuring. That tank has to come all the way back and touch this to be out of the way enough to get that other tank out and through the door, and this tank around the corner and into it. So we can't put that tank here till that tank comes here, and that tank comes out, and then this tank goes there. Then we can move this one to the center aisle. Then we can move that one here, and we'll be done.
Sounds like a lot of moving parts all
We
at once.
play tank Tetris all the time.
Oh.
Our high quality black diamonds and albino. I mean, if you get up close and look at him.
Oh, he's
amazing.
gorgeous.
Yeah. And then you were asking about filter. That's our filter right there.
Okay.
If you look on this end, you'll see 9 socks. They're 100 micron, 36 inch long socks. 7 inches around on top, and there's 9 of them. Water goes through that, and then it comes out of them, slows down, and then drifts across that whole 800-gallon tub, and then it overflows out the top, that white pipe right there. So that's a settling chamber.
Okay.
And then it comes out this white pipe, comes over here, and goes through our wet-dry filter, comes out the bottom, and goes around in here. And
so are those just pothos in the top?
that's just pothos sitting in the water.
Right.
Wow. And growing rampant.
Oh, he looks like he's doing really well.
And the lineman's really hard to catch by hand.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Now look how fat they are.
Dude, it's so chunky.
Came off of the show tank too. Episode.
Okay.
This was a snow globe tank, and they had stuff in there, and they put air bubbles in there, and it just kept it.
Oh, nice.
Look like a snow globe.
That's cool.
And then it was the bubblegum tank in the ice cream store.
Gotcha.
And then it came here. I just had the tank, so I took PVC
and just made it
look like a bubblegum machine.
Put anything in it?
We did, but it seems like it's too oxygen starved to have anything, in there. All the fish want to gulp at the top.
Yeah.
I put an air bubbler on, and it all runs down the whole outside here. It's just a useless tank unless you got a big airline right here.
Yeah.
So it's more for show. We tried lobsters in there. We tried just guppies, goldfish. Goldfish seem to be the best that were in there. All right, up here we have our completely useless tanks
Oh, that's cool.
that you can't put nothing in.
Yeah.
But I do have an air pump and a bubble wall down the bottom, so the water is going, but I stopped putting fish in them. These are just ones that are here for sale. And then Jerry's got his 2 little ones there. And I got the 150 here with our angels and my geophagus in it.
Very nice. I love geos.
Amazing. I couldn't believe it. It was just so beautiful.
Synodontis. Gotta love them.
This is what me and my older son built together. We did for years. And we went around to all the arowanas for 2003 and 2004.
Nice.
And then when it come time for Josh to build a car, he didn't want to build a car. I'm like, what are you talking about? I built hot rods all my life. He's like, Dad, you and Richie had fun doing that. I didn't have no fun. And I remember, he sat in the garage on the floor, he sat there waiting, are we done yet, guys? He wasn't having no fun. I didn't realize it. But he liked the fish tanks, so we started building the Ohio Fish Rescue together.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, can you help the OFR out again?
Gotcha.
Good worker.
That's right.
Good worker. For a kid that does nothing.
For somebody, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
We built her this pond, and then we put her koi in it, and immediately the koi got stolen out of there. And she cried. And I've been with her for 35 years. I don't see her cry like that. She cried, and I was devastated. I was like, okay, I promised her I would build her a pond. Well, then, she died. We brought her back, and she's been in a coma since, and all this stuff's happening. I started building her pond for her, and she hasn't woke up yet. I mean, she's awake out of the coma, but she's still in the vegetative state. She hasn't seen her new pond and all that in the backyard. So this is what she remembers.
That's not a rock.
That's not a rock. Oh, and while you're at it, can you get all these leaves out of here?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I got you.
Yeah, the wind around here is atrocious.
Oh, I bet. Lake effect, it's just been crazy.
Well, there's a big, huge, that whole thing right there is a big tube that goes back and under. Yeah. And there's another one right here under this side. There's right here. This is another tunnel that comes out right there. There's more koi in there, but it's just waking up for the spring now. Well, hey, let's see how good you are. On the wall right there by the door is the button. You've got to push that button, run over here, but
Make it out.
there's an eye down here.
I
You
got
got to
you.
jump over
I
the eye.
got you. I can make that
I'll
happen.
stand here, Casey, yeah.
See,
Watch out!
nah, I can even just go slow with it.
I may have made that out to be a little more dangerous than it was.
What's the story on the crooked arowana back there? What happened?
Well, we not only give all fish a good home, even if they're handicapped, they still deserve a good home.
Yeah.
Can't discriminate. Yeah.
So that happened when he was like 7 inches long, jumped out of the previous owner's tank, and he was bent like that. They threw him back in, and somehow he lived.
Wow.
He's been like that since. So, he broke his back on the fall, and nature kept him going. So we give him a place here with no predators, and we feed him, and he gets to live out his life. There's 2 Jardinis together. It all depends on tank size.
Yeah.
People were like, how can you have your your arowana and your arapaima in that pool without them jumping. Well, they don't jump unless they're in a too small of enclosure. Right. You know how the rivers get so big and wide in the rainy season, and when they dry up, they're ponds and stuff. And then the fish have to jump to find a bigger place. That's in their nature now. So in here, they really, one time in 7 years I've seen, or 5 years the pool's been up, I've seen a fish jump up out of the water. Wow. And it wasn't over natural, things. He was jumping up for food, and that was that. And it was an arowana. So there happened to have been a beetle on the leaf of a plant hanging over the thing.
Oh man! Wow.
And he was eyeing it up, and we were sitting there talking, and all of a sudden he jumped up out and took the whole plant leaf and went back in the water. We're like, wow! I've heard of this happening in the wild, but he wasn't jumping like you put a lid on a tank and without it they jump out.
Yeah,
they don't do that here because the size of the tank. Along with, you can't put a Giardini in with a Giardini. Well, they're territorial. You can't do that. But in a big enough tank, they can each have their territory.
Right.
So everything changes with the size of your tank. Logistics change, everything changes. The speed of how fast your fish grow changes if you put them in a big tank.
100%.
Oh God, Austin.
Now there is if you want, over here on the ground, there's a piece of PVC pipe. You can use that as back away from me. Okay. And all that's there for is for you to feel better. Right. Don't do fishing and scared of it. Okay. Decides to get in and swim in the pool. Show everybody here in Ohio he's not scared.
Which one did you go after?
Tell us, how's the water?
It's warm in the shallow, not so much in the deep.
So in the deep end it gets cold?
Deeper it gets a little chillier.
This is crazy.
Why?
So it says 81.6 degrees in here.
Top, like
The
3
top.
inches maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get down further, no. My knees are cold.
Your knees are cold. What about your
Things
toes?
below the knees are cold.
Yeah. It's pretty cool swimming in this pool.
I mean, yeah, I've seen this pond so many times. And to be in it with, you can see the size of this dude here.
Yeah.
He's just massive.
That's sweet.
You can touch the bottom. Depends on how gravel that day, Right in wood. Got it.
Yeah.
Got me with a little daddy boy.
Those red tails?
I don't think so. If they would have punched her, they would hurt me.
Gosh.
Oh, he got out. Oh, goodness. Oh,
Wow.
You need more nets then.
Yeah.
He said he wants to stay.
he wants to say.
He might get one of these albino iridescent.
Yeah, they're staying away from you now. Those cichlids are following you, trying to nibble your feet.
They've been trying to nibble my toes. These albino iridescent.
That's cool.